and a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
What's up?
Man, congrats on the first game. How did it feel out there?
It felt good. It's always like, anticipation builds up for that first game of the year, but, now that it's behind us, we can really lock in on the rest of the season.
So when this opportunity came up, given the Cowboys' need and Mike Zimmer, was this a no-brainer, exciting opportunity for you to come in and plug this hole? Because you look like exactly what we've been needing, man.
Man, honestly, it was one of the harder decisions I've ever made. But at the end of the day, I feel like I made the right decision, and I'm happy. Now it's just a little bit of work, so let's get to it.
What were those variables in your decision? Could you share that with us?
I mean, yeah, it's there's so much that came into it. Honestly, I'm over talking about it, but at the same time, like, I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be have my presence felt out there.
Heck yeah, man. It was a real joy to watch you. It was one heck of a game. I was curious, after a game like that, is that a NFL randomly drug testing you game? Because it was a damn good performance, Eric. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah, I got more.
Now, have you ever gotten the, wow, Eric, you were, excuse me, I'm getting emotional.
He's getting choked up. He's so excited about it.
I really do. I'm so excited to have you here. Have you ever had one of those performances where you were so badass on a football Sunday that the league was like, let's check this guy's pee?
Oh yeah, right after the game, just in the locker room.
Is it just waiting for you there in your locker, like by way of hello after the game?
There's just so many different. You can get it. During the week, you can get it the first. The next day, you can get it after the game. There's so many different. In off season. Doesn't they don't discriminate. They just get you whenever.
Are they? What's the? Can you take me into that situation there? Or are you got eyeballs on you?
Oh yeah. I remember one of the. I can share a funny story. One time I was in London, and I got drug tested in London, and we were in a hotel bathroom, and it was a public restroom, and I'm over here facing the door, And let's just say people walked in the restroom,
Wow. Goodness gracious.
Anybody run right back out?
What are we doing?
You can't be pee shy to play in the NFL.
Gotta get the pee. Gotta get it.
I don't think I can make it. Definitely a little pee shy over here. I'm curious, so you bring up London, and we had like the Brazil game last week. Do you like the international games?
You know what? I feel like the process of it is always annoying. Obviously we're here to play football. We're sometimes when you travel to a away game, it could be, coast to coast, still a long flight, but going overseas, going into a different country, there's a lot more variables, a lot more, your chances are you're traveling longer days, you're more on lockdown. It's like, you have less freedom. So it's more annoying. It seems a little more annoying at times, but man, when I'm in London, when I was in London playing, and you see, both flags hanging up from the stadium, you're kind of like, man, this is pretty cool. This is pretty dope. So I feel like, once you step on the field and you start playing, you just feel, I mean, at least me, I have gratitude for it. So, even though I'm a little bit annoyed at times.
Did you get to sample some of the cuisine there in London? I hear that they do not do any seasoning, really.
Yeah, very, very, very few salt packets around and various garlic seasonings and stuff like that. It's very, very bland.
You turn it up out here, though. I mean, my gosh, you probably the barbecue just off the chain, right?
Yeah, I think Texas barbecue has completely blown my mind at this point. Obviously, I feel like I thought I knew what barbecue was. I thought I knew what barbecue culture was, but I was gladly, mistaken when I got to Texas and I started eating the beef ribs are my favorite.
Wow.
The beef ribs are delicious.
Yeah.
What about the Tex-Mex, though? Because Dalton Schultz, who is also a fellow Cali guy, kind of took some shots at our Mexican food when he was a Cowboy.
You see, how do I tiptoe around this?
Well, what are the big differences? Like, as a Cali guy, when you come here and you're eating Tex-Mex, I mean, what are some of the things that you're like, this isn't as good? Like, why wouldn't it be as good?
I feel like it's just more Americanized. So, when I look for my Mexican food, I want it to be like, as authentic as possible, and I feel like, with the queso and everything like that, it kind of gets like, you see a couple things on the menu that you're like, what? Like, and so I respect it. I respect that they have their own version here, but I'm a Cali Mexican food kind of guy.
I got to ask you a question on the off day. How do we get to check up on the cars and rebuilds and things like that? Do we order a bunch of parts? What do we do on a day off like that? You make sure that ride's looking right?
No, you know what? I'm lucky if I'm taking one of my cars to all my treatment sessions. I feel like I just fill my off days with body work, physical therapy, Pilates, doctor, mental health, everything. I just try to cover my bases, and if I could drive my car in the meantime to appointment, I'll be happy.
Well, that's good mental health right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You throw that top down or something like that, and just that's great mental health.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Therapeutic. 32 years old there, Erica. How has that changed your process throughout the week since when you first got into the league?
I feel like for the most part, I try to stay consistent. I developed a good routine early, and it's worked for me, and I've stuck with it. I've definitely had to adjust here and there. Especially after games. I have to know my body, especially what it's capable of. But I feel good. I think I've received probably more backhanded compliments this week than I've ever received. And you know what? I'm looking forward to getting some more because I'm going to keep trying to shock people.
Moving pretty good for an old guy. Is that what they're saying?
I've heard it all.
Hey, Eric, I was going to ask you, did you share your pregame meal with Overshone by any chance? Because, man, whatever you were eating, and he had a little of that too. You guys were out there together. It's like watching the Rockettes dance in New York City, the way you guys were teaming up with everybody.
Yeah, I'm just excited. We're gonna keep doing it. I think that's the beauty of the NFL is we have 17 chances, and the NFL is always humbling. So we got to bring our game, and I mean we're motivated too. So I'm excited to get another opportunity.
So what do you think about this Saints offense? They're getting a lot of love leading into this week with all the motion that they're using. You didn't face a ton of that, it seemed like, against Cleveland. So what are some of the challenges the Saints might present for you?
Yeah, that just the motions, heavy motions just makes you think a lot. Obviously we could replicate it, but with the pieces they have on offense, we're gonna have to get some stuff in the game and play it out, and obviously make adjustments on the sideline. But yeah, they had a great first game, put up a lot of points. They have a lot of weapons, experienced quarterback. So we have a challenge ahead of us for sure.
Motion running game has been, kind of a bugaboo for the Cowboys. In your experience under Mike Zimmer, do you feel like you guys have had a pretty good handle on, how to make your adjustments?
Yeah, I think that it's every team is different. Every team I've been on has been completely different, but it's a want to, it's a desire, to stop the run. And there's going to be some games where it's easier than other games. And in those games where it gets tough, like that's when you really have to buckle down and stick to it, because it's obviously a priority. So, I think that with the motions and stuff like that, we're going to see a lot of different looks, a lot of different line schemes and stuff like that. So the boys better bring it.
What was it like playing with the new team, new teammates, finally running around out there? I mean, we talk about Overshone. He was incredible, but playing next to guys like Micah Parsons and whatnot, did you learn maybe just the attitude? Like, well, I didn't realize this guy was such a trash talker or whatever once you get in the
So you chirping a little bit out there.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, you gotta get into the game somehow, so I feel like it's always so cool because, you put that jersey on. It's kind of like Clark Kent, putting that cape on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see it until you need it. So it's like just seeing how calm everybody was, and just how everybody handled themselves. Obviously, you got to have a little bit of crazy in there, here and there. That's what makes football. But for the most part, communication and everything like that, very calm. Sideline, correcting things, very calm. And it's gonna definitely be when we get into these these other games in the season, there's gonna be chances where we face adversity. So it's like when we face adversity, we have to come back to the fundamental things of staying calm, talking through things, getting things done, and chipping away at whatever we need to fix.
So it's going to be your first home game then as a Cowboy at AT&T Stadium, where you've played obviously as a visitor, but does that add a little bit more of anticipation for you getting to come out and play for the home crowd for the first time?
It's going to be cool. Nothing like a home game in the NFL. I'm a big fan of away games too. I like entering hostile environment, but at the same time, home is home. So, we got to put on a show. I'm excited to, suit up my first game as a Cowboy in 18C. I've obviously played there in college, played there a couple times in the pros, but it's the real deal now.
Hey, Eric, when Parsons tipped that ball in the air, you were coming on a blitz too. I mean, did you know did you hear it or did you see it when the ball went in the air? I mean, which one did? Because you, like I say, you were rushing there and you did a great job of peeling back and getting that ball. How did that all kind of transpire on the interception?
Yeah, so as soon as I started going and I saw the tackle squeeze down on me, I knew that Micah was free. So I knew either one, Deshaun was going to either make a move and start running, or he was going to throw the ball hot to somebody on that side of the field. So as the tackle came to block me, I kind of just started peeling off, and I turned around and peeled off, and I saw him tip the ball and ran to it. But I was getting ready to probably run to the ball if he threw it,
Sure.
After so many years, after a big game like that, do you watch the highlights more the next week?
I've stopped. I feel like you kind of, especially with today's social media and stuff like that, people are, tagging you in things, you see things. But the faster you can just put that to bed and get to work on the next week, the better. Because it's all about consistency in the NFL. Everyone remembers your last play. Everyone remembers your last game. So, who cares? Next.
You're the quarterback of the defense, and we love that mentality. It's just like you put it behind, and you're on to the next one. That's fantastic. When being the quarterback of the defense, we always talk about how wordy these play calls can be for quarterbacks, but defensively, you're calling out these plays and everything like that. How wordy does it get defensively? Like if you're dialing up an exotic blitz on third down, what does that sound like?
They're not too wordy. So with defense, if we have a pressure, it'll be like a pressure call, and then it'll be like a coverage associated with it. And if there's a double call, it'll be like they kind of try to categorize them so it could be said quickly. Because offense is one thing; everything is dictated off offense, correct?
Right.
But defense, you kind of have to get things going quicker, and plus, we have to make a lot more adjustments based on what the offense gives us. So we have a call that may be a double call. Let's say cover 8, where you're playing a certain coverage over here and a certain. I don't even know if I want to give all this information out.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to keep my cards close.
There you go.
But at the same time, you'll have 2 different coverages, and everybody knows that kind of thing. But based on if it's 3x1, 2x2, if there's a certain combination of players over here, we're playing things all differently. So everybody has to know the rules of engagement, but the call is quick.
It's our reigning player of the game on the Dallas Cowboys radio network.
Absolutely,
here, Eric Kendricks. I saw the Cowboys social media team was asking what's everybody's guilty pleasure TV show. Some people were very nervous. You blurted out right now it's Love Island because I love the Banta. I'm with you, man. I got sucked into the Love Island UK as well. Let's go over and let's have a chat. I don't know if it's the accents or what it does, but it's entertaining.
I mean, I would hate on that show. My wife would put that show on, and I would just hate on it. What are you watching? This is trash. What are we doing? And then I'm like, wait, what did that person say? Who that? What is she wearing? What they got them doing? What? They're kissing who? And then she's like, you might as well sit down and watch it with me. So I would always join during what's it called, the Casa?
Oh yeah.
That's when I join right there.
That's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the best beef rib you've tried so far, Eric?
You're gonna put me on the spot like that?
I want to try it out. I haven't.
So Himes is the first one I had.
Yeah.
Himes is really good.
Yeah.
Fire. Now, do you have any?
Hutchins is good too, though.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Hurtado, Pecan Lodge.
Yep.
Now, do you have any desire in learning to make your own? Because once you leave Texas, you're probably going to be up to your own devices there if you want that flavor.
You know what? I feel like it's one of those things where you got to just come and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who seems like, is there anybody that feels like they got some talent on the team that's like, hey guys, I'm grilling out or I'm smoking some stuff. Why don't y'all come over and let's enjoy something here?
I just don't see it. I can see them having some good food, and I feel like if you're gonna come to my house, you're gonna eat good for sure. My wife is an excellent cook. I claim sous chef, So she does all the seasonings and everything like that. But
There you
I'm in
go.
there chopping, I'm cooking. Not really during season, but so if you're gonna come to my house, you're gonna eat good. But I don't have faith in the guys on the team to just bring a good barbecue or beef rib. I just don't see it happening.
I hear you, dude.
guys
It's
are-
magical how they do it. At
These
those
guys are
restaurants.
just like Postmates guys, They're not, they're DoorDashing everything nowadays. They're not even putting putting the work in.
How are the knife skills then? I mean, do we own like a set of like Japanese knives or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
And then we like pull the knuckles back and all that stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. So, all right.
But I try to make my chops consistent. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You already know. I got a set of knives
Yeah.
for Christmas a couple years in a row.
There we go.
So I'm loving that.
Okay, when you're doing the onions, do you have a method for not crying? That's
No.
the problem I have every
Absolutely
single
not.
time. There's got to be something when you're chopping them onions that's because you're worried about going after your fingers
No,
when,
you
when your
gotta-
eyes start watering up like that.
You gotta just take it. You gotta. That's
No,
the
I
price of doing
don't. I don't
business.
have to take that. I
That's
don't
the
want
price
to
of doing
cry.
business. You gotta. You gotta stay strong. You gotta keep a low eyelid.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I couldn't.
You're so much better at me than this. I cry every damn time. I can't help it. I have to stop.
Eric, I couldn't help but notice the hair flowing underneath that helmet. I love the Troy Polamalu Head and Shoulders commercials. Do you have your own hair brand?
I do.
You do.
I do. It's called Switch Lanes. You can get it at switchlanes.us or just visit the Instagram at Switch Lanes. But I've created my own curl cream. I started probably like 4 years ago. Kind of, worked on the formula, worked on the bottles, the labels. I've kind of like, it's in a great place now to where I love it, and I'm, gonna start to push it. But yeah, I love it. I use it. I use it to comb my hair out. Use it to put it in, and use it to leave in. It's very versatile, like curl product for my active lifestyle.
It's looking good, man. You're a hell of a spokesperson for it. So
Thanks for the plug too.
Yeah, you
I
got
got
it,
you,
dude.
bro.
Anytime,
dude.
man.
I
You
got
come
you.
on and plug anything you want.
We love you.
Yeah.
Right on,
Not
bro.
anything.
Yeah.
Well-
yeah, we can be careful of that. Yeah.
Thanks
Some things
again
are off limits.
for your time. Give the Saints hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Let's go.
Right on, dude. There he
See you
goes.
guys.
Eric